Here's Brad with Blue Nile Farm. Thanks for joining me today. We're going to talk about the 5 reasons for why somebody would want to start rebaling. And rebaling hay is a very prolific type of business, and it's very specialized. You know, you don't have to be a hay producer to rebale hay. It by itself could be a standalone operation. But a lot of times, a lot of hay producers decide to go into this for numerous reasons. And we're going to cover that today. So stay tuned. Hopefully you will gain something out of this. And we're going to cover the 5 reasons why you should rebale. So reason number 5 is minimal investment. You know, most farmers that do consider rebaling, they already have the equipment necessary. They have 2 tractors, one for as a loader and one to run the baler and then a roller. They probably have a square baler, and they probably have a few wagons or another system where they can put the hay when it's made. But the bottom line is the only investment they need is the unroller. And the unroller itself can cost you $8,000 for a single unit to up to $25,000 for a multi-piece unit. It doesn't matter what's out there. The investment is already there. So minimal investment, number 5, that's all it takes to get started. So reason number 4, quality control. Bales that are made in the field that are round baled, and if they're kept inside a building and they're baled at the proper moisture level of about 15%, normally you're going to have a good product. And in rebaling, we need to use grass hay. So what I find that a lot of times after 6 months go by, a round bale is going to be, inside that round bale is still going to be green, still going to be relatively fresh. If we had square bales in comparison, seeing in a mile somewhere in somebody's barn, generally you have rodents chewing on the string, you have rodent manure and urine that's in the hay, and it's not going to be the same quality. So I think that from a rebaling standpoint, you know, when you make hay that was made in September or even in July, in June, and you rebale it 6 months or 8 months later, it's going to have a fresher quality to it. And from a quality control standpoint, as long as the operator kept the hay stored inside, you're going to have a better bale. So from a rebaling perspective, hay that's made in round bales will stay fresher and better as long as it's stored properly. So that leads number 4 to be quality control. So reason number 3 is time management. You know, the biggest thing with square baling in the field is that you have to put a lot of time in, and you really don't cover the amount of acreage that you really want to produce. And in my mind, I'd rather knock out more acreage, get it done quicker because I'm fighting Mother Nature, and get my hay inside the mow. Then I can go back and attack it at a later date rebaling. And that's what I think is the biggest time saver. What's nice about rebaling is that you can rebale 365 days a year, 24 hours, 7 days a week, whenever you feel like it. And you can do it by yourself, or you can have a buddy help you. And when you're baling hay out in the field, you probably are looking for more help, especially if you're doing squares. So time management is in your favor. And you know, and if you're like me, I work a full-time job, and then I have to do the farming on the side. And you know, I'm already stretched for time. I have a lot of other financial interests that I do. It's not just making hay. So I'm constantly always hustling and stressing myself out, trying to figure out how I can fit everything in. But what's nice about rebaling is it slows things down regarding the hay production. And I think it's way better to do it this way than it is to try to make it in the field. So again, time management, number 3. So reason number 2 is labor. You know, labor is probably the biggest problem most farmers are facing today. And I guess in business industry, it's the same thing. Nobody wants to work. You know, farm work, hay production is probably considered the worst. If you talk to some of the old timers and old guys in my age group, they all remember about doing hay and how it sucks. So bottom line, getting that labor and that help, it's ridiculous. And why should I pay top dollar, paying somebody $30, $40 an hour to help me bale hay, which I'm not going to do? So it's more efficient for me to be a one-man show. So if labor is the biggest problem, then the best thing you can do to reduce your labor is either to go into an accumulator system and bale it like a lot of guys do, or B, go into rebaling and do it when you feel like it. And there's a lot of people that run accumulators. They may consider doing rebaling in the off season as well if they make rounds because they're doing so much hay. So I believe in my heart that to reduce labor and to reduce the problems that we're facing today, rebaling has its specific niche, and it is the reduction of labor and paying somebody to do the same job that one person or two people can do. And that is why it's number 2. So the number 1 reason for rebaling is profit. And it all depends where you are geographically to calculate this. So we're going to talk very abstractly here this second. Depending on where you live, round bales go for a certain price. And depending on where you live, square bales go for a specific price. Generally, by taking a round bale and converting it into a square bale, depending on the size, you're going to produce a certain quantity of squares. You're going to have to figure out what you would normally sell those squares for versus what it would cost you to sell the round bale. And generally, you're going to find out that you're going to make a lot more profit by selling them as squares than you would as a round. And generally, it's probably $20 or higher in profit. So when you have hundreds and hundreds of round bales, or even thousands of round bales, and you can convert them into squares, your profit margin in the hay business will definitely rise. And you're going to be into a premium market. And you can probably market it even greater depending on where you sell it and who you sell it to. All I'm saying is, even at a local level, for me to sell to my local horse people and small farmers, that I am making profit because I'm doing this, and I'm making premium profit. And if I decide to go out and buy round bales from somebody else, I'm going to be searching for the larger bales, 4x5 or 4x6 bales, because I know I can get them at a cheaper price, and you're going to yield me more squares out of that round, and that makes them valuable. Now, I won't mind buying a 4x4 bale, but I'm looking to get a very cheap bale, and hopefully one that has a good quality to it, because again, quality sells. If you buy junk, you're not going to make much money. So try to find good quality bales at a cheaper price, especially in rounds. And there's a lot of guys out there that just want to make the rounds, get them off the field, and that's it. And that's why it's beneficial for somebody that's in a rebaling, is because you need to hunt those people down and kind of get them to sell you their hay, and then you can remarket it and make a lot of profit. Let the other guy do all the work, and that's kind of the key to rebaling. Let the other farmer go out and bust his butt, fertilize his fields and reseed his fields, and spray his fields, and let him put that cost into it. And then all you have to do is go pick it up from his farm, bring it back to your place, rebale it, and resell it, and make money instantaneously. So profit is number 1. Hey guys, thanks for watching the video. We covered the 5 reasons, and hopefully you gained something out of this video. You know, down the road we're going to talk about more in depth about making money and profiting in the rebaling business, but I just want to give you the 5 main reasons, in my opinion, why you should rebale. And I do think it's a lucrative endeavor. It's definitely a time saver and a labor saver. So jump in and check this out, and maybe it's something you may want to do. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you guys next time.